Hello everyone, I am Professor Sachin Bera from Arsun's Technical Campus, SAS, Ahmednagar. So today I would like to explain the numerical or design of shaft on the basis of ASME code. So students, in previous lecture I have explained in detail how to solve numerical on the basis of maximum shear stress theory. So let us start the numerical on the basis of ASME code, and ASME code is nothing but American standard for mechanical engineers. So let us start. So numerical is given. Layout of shaft, bearings and pulley and gear is given into this figure, and here it is given that bearings are mounted on the shaft, and also it is given that one gear and pulley is mounted on the shaft, and here on the gear B, the radial and tangential forces are given, and also pulley D, on the pulley D, belt tensions are given that it is acting vertically downwards. Means P1 force is on the tight side and P2 force is on the loose sides, and the distance between bearing A and gear B is given as 400. Also, distance between gear and bearing is given as again 400, and the distance between bearing and pulley D is given as 400. And in this numerical, it is given that P circle diameter is given. Also, diameter of pulley is given. Also, it is also given that the pulley transmits at a power of 20 kilowatt at a speed of n, that is 500 rpm. And also it is given that tension P1 is equal to 3 times tension P2. That is, tension P1 is for tight side, tension P2 is for loose sides. And also it is given that this shaft is key to the it is given that the given mountings, that is for gear, pulley, are key to the shafts. And also it is given that shaft material is given, that is 50C4, having ultimate tensile strength, and yield strengths are given. So let us start in detail how to solve numerical on the basis of ASME code. So given data, here given data is pitch circle diameter of gear is given. It is pitch circle diameter, we denote it as dp dash, that is B for point B. Here we consider points A, B, C, D, and at point B our gear is mounted on the shaft. So P circle diameter of gear is given as 300 mm. That is PCD of gear, pitch circle diameter of gear. It is also given that pulley diameter of pulley is 450 mm. Means radius of pulley is 225 mm. Radius of pulley is also given, and also given that power P is equal to 20 kilowatt means it is 20 into 10 raised to 3 watt, and shaft runs at a speed of, and speed is given as 500 rpm. Pulley runs at a speed of 500 rpm, and also it is given that given mountings are bearing and pulley are key to the shaft. Means what? Means here we have to consider the key weight effect of shaft, and material of shaft is given as 50C4. Material is given having ultimate tensile strength is 700 Newton per mm square, and yield strength of material SYT is given as 460 Newton per mm square, and it is assumed that force P1, this force means what? On the pulley D, bend tensions are acting. Here P1 tension is for tight side, P2 is for loose side. So P1, it is given that the relation between P1 and P2 is P1 equal to 3 times P2 is given, and PR is equal to PT into tan of 20 degree. These relations are given. So PR equal to PT into tan of 20 degree. PR means what? PR means radial force, and PT means what? Tangential force acting on the gear. It is also given that KB and KT factors are given. KB means what? Combined shock and fatigue factor applied to the bending moment, that is KB. KB is given as 1.5, and KB means what? Combined shock and fatigue factor applied to the bending moment. KT factor KT is also given. KT means what? Combined shock and fatigue factor applied to the torsional moment. It is also given as 1.5, and it is asked that to determine the diameter of shaft. Determine diameter of shaft on the basis of what? On the basis of ASME code. Students, remember that ASME code is also applicable to the maximum shear stress theory. So these are the given data from the numerical. So let us start to solve this numerical. Solution. So guys, first step is to find the permissible shear stress. So step first. Find permissible shear stress. Find permissible shear stress, that is tau max. So So students, here in this numerical, the condition to find permissible shear stress is nothing but we have to calculate by using the condition of keyway effect. So consider keyway effect. Find keyway effect because it is given that given mountings here shaft bearings are key to the shaft. So by considering keyway effect means what? We have to reduce the 25% values of without keyway effect. So the equation to find the permissible shear stress on the basis of A semicode is tau max is equal to 0.75 into 0.3 into SYT, and also tau max is equal to 0.75 into 0.18 into SUT, and we have to take the minimum value between these two, that is value is minimum, means whichever is minimum. So how to find? We have SYT and SUT. Put values of SYT and SUT into this equation. We get tau max as, here you have to put 0.75 into 0.3 into SYT. The value of SYT is 460. And tau max equal to 0.75 into 0.18 into SUT. Value of SUT is given as 700. So by calculation we will get tau max first value as 103.5 Newton per mm square, and second value or second answer is 94.5 Newton per mm square, and we take minimum value here, means by taking minimum value as for permissible shear stress is 94.5 Newton per mm square, means here we will get answer for permissible shear stress. That is, here we consider keyway effect, means here we multiply permissible shear stress equation by 0.75, because here because when we consider keyway effect we have to reduce 25% of from yield strength and ultimate tensile strength. Second, so next step is to find torsional moment. Find torsional moment, that is M suffix T. So how to find torsional moment? And we have one equation, power P equal to 2 pi into N into mt upon 60 into 1000. Power is given, speed is given, so we'll get answer for mt, that is torsional moment. So in numerical, power P is given as 20 kilowatt, is 20 into 10 raised to 3 is equal to 2 pi into speed is given as 500 into m suffix t upon 60 into 1000. 60 into 1000. So by calculation, we'll get torsional moment mt is equal to 381.97186 Newton per mm square. So we'll get answer for torsional moment by using equation power P equal to 2 pi n mt upon 60 into 1000. But next step is to calculate radial force, tangential force, tension on tight side of pulley, tension on slack side of pulley. Means here gear and pulley is given. So for this gear and pulley, our next task is to find the forces on the gear and forces on the pulley. Step 3 is to find the forces on gear and pulley. Step 3 is find forces on pulley and gear. So students, how to find forces on the gear and pulley? So let us consider first pulley D. So find forces on pulley D. So first find forces on pulley D. So on pulley D there are two forces are acting, that is force P1 and force P2. So find forces on pulley D means find P1 and P2. How to find forces P1 and P2? So we know that the torque supply to shaft due to pulley is torque supply to shaft due to pulley D is. We know that the standard equation for torque is nothing but T equal to F into R. T is torque, F is force and R is radius. So apply same equation here for pulley D, then we'll get mt equal to, here force is nothing but force acting on the belt, that is here forces acting on belt are P1 and P2. That's why here we consider force as P1 minus P2 into radius of pulley, into radius of pulley. So here we know that empty torsional moment, that is equal to 381.9718 into 10 raised to 3 is equal to P1 it is given that in numerical the relation for P1 is 3 P2, means P1 is given as equal to 3 times P2. So let just put here value of P1 as 3 P2 minus P2 into radius of pulley. Radius diameter of pulley given, means radius is 225. So by calculation we will get answer for P2 is 848.83 Newton. Then we will get P2 equal to 848.83, but we know that equation P1 equal to 3 times P2 is given, means from this relation we get answer for P1, that is equal to 3 into P2 is 848.83, means by calculation we get answer for P1 as 2546.49 Newton. So in this step calculate forces acting on the pulley D by using the standard relation torque equal to force into radius. Step is to find forces on the gear B. So find forces on gear B. Find forces on the gear B. So here on gear two forces are acting. PR is a radial force, PT is tangential force. So our aim is to find first of all radial force and tangential force, that is PR and PT. So students, how to find forces on the gear PR and PT? Again, we know that the torque supplied to shaft due to gear B is, again use here the condition torque equal to force into radius. Here torque is nothing but torsional moment, MT, is equal to force. Force is nothing but the tangential force here on the gear PT. Tangential force is acting because this here is nothing but also tangential moment. Moment means what? Force into radius. So here force is PT is nothing but tangential force into radius of shaft, means pitch circle diameter of shaft is given, means what? dP by 2. dP means what? Pitch circle diameter of gear. So let us find MT is we have already find the value of MT, that is torsional moment, and which is nothing but 381.9 0.9718 into 10 raised to 3 is equal to P suffix T into pitch circle diameter of gear is given 300 by 2. By calculation, we'll get tangential force as 2546.48 Newton. Tangential force, and in numerical it is given that relation PR is equal to PT into tan of 20 degree. So by using PT as 2546.48, we'll get answer for PR. So PR is equal to PT 2546.48 into tan of 20 degree. Here 20 degree is given for as a pressure angle of shaft. So pressure angle for gear. Here spur gear is given, and for spur gear pressure angle is given as 20 degree. That is theta is given as 20 degree. So by calculation we will get PR radial force as 926.84 Newton. So here students, in this step number 3 is to find forces on gear and pulley. So up till now we have to find the forces on pulley and gear. So next we found the forces on gear and pulley, and also torsional moment and the forces acting on the pulley and gear. So next step is to find the total tension on pulley D. That is, find total tension on pulley D. Total tension means what? Here P1 and P2 tensions are acting on the belt. P1 is tight side force and P2 is loose side force. That is, P is equal to P1 plus P2. P1 is tension on tight side. That P1 force is calculated as 2546.49 plus P2 848.83. So by calculation we will get total tension as 3395.32 Newton. This force P is nothing but total tension acting on the pulley or on the belt is to find bending moment on shaft. So step 4 is find bending moment on sharp. Here there are two conditions to find the bending moment on shaft, because vertical and horizontal forces are acting. Here on pulley D, bend tensions are vertical, and here on gear B, vertical force, radial force is acting, and horizontal force, that is tangential force, is acting. That's why here we have to find the bending moment for vertical loading diagram and bending moment for horizontal loading diagram. So we'll consider first condition as vertical loading diagram. So let us draw vertical loading diagram, this baseline. So here point A, on point A bearings is mounting, at point B gear is mounted, at point C again bearing is mounted, and at point D pulley is mounted. So at point A, if there is reactions, or at point A, if bearings are mounted on the shaft, that point is considered as reactions, that is reactions are a P. Here we consider reactions at point A, and on the gear B, vertical force here acting as a radial force PR, that is here vertical force is acting PR, and again at point C bearings are mounted, means here we have to consider reaction RCP upward, and at point B here vertical force that we have already calculated, the total tension on the bed P1 plus P2 is acting vertically downward. So here that P is nothing but P1 plus P2. So PR is radial force is 926.84 Newton, and total tension P is equal to 3395.32 Newton, and here also the distance between here point A, B, C, D. Distance between point A and B is given 400, here 400, and again 400. So first step is to find reactions at point A and reactions at point C. So how to find reactions at point A and C? That means here we have to consider two conditions to find reactions. First condition, by taking moment about point A, and second condition is to consider summation of all vertical forces is 0. So first, by taking moment about point A. First step, by taking moment about point A. When we consider moment about point A and the forces here acting at point B, C and D. So by considering or by taking moment about point A, please remember that this force, PR force, is acting clockwise about point A. Here means you have to consider sign conventions for this force as a positive, because if that force PR is acting towards point A as a clockwise, in that case we consider sign convention as a positive. If this RCB force is acting anti-clockwise towards point A, in this case we consider sign convention as negative, and we know that moment is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. So here summation m A, moment about point A, is nothing but this PR force into perpendicular distance, and also consider sign, because PR force is acting clockwise, means here positive 926.84 into perpendicular distance 400. Second force is RCB. This RCB force is acting anti-clockwise towards point A. That's why here consider sign as minus, means minus RCB into perpendicular distance between point A and C is 800. And last force P again is acting clockwise towards point A, means consider positive plus 3395.32 into perpendicular distance between point A and D is 1200 is equal to 0. Here unknown is RCB. Here only one unknown is RCB. So by calculation we'll get answer for RCB is equal to 5596.40 Newton. We'll get first answer, that is reaction at point C, by taking moment about point A. Then next, how to find reactions at point A? By considering summation of all vertical forces is equal to 0. So here this RAB is acting upward, RCB toward upward, PR force is acting downward, and this P force acting towards downward direction. So here we consider upward force, magnitude for upward force is positive and magnitude for downward force is negative. Means here RAB is acting upward, is plus RAP minus 926.84, this force is minus, again plus RCB and minus 3395.32, because by minus, because this force is acting towards downward direction, and our sign conventions are for upward positive and for downward it is negative. So here we know that the RCB, reaction at point C, that we have found RCB 5.96.40. Just put value of RCB into this equation. We will get RAB, reactions at point A, that is V for vertical loading diagram. By calculation, we will get minus 1234.24 Newton. So up till now, we will find the reactions at point A and reactions at point C by taking moment about point A and by considering summation of all vertical forces is equal to 0. Remaining part of this numerical will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.